Hello and welcome. You have tuned into Buy Now Sell Now, and this is the show where you get answers for all your stock related queries. And viewers, it's a simple process where you can connect with us live on the WhatsApp number that will be flashing all throughout the next 45 minutes of this particular show, or you can also write to us on our social media pages, that is X as well as Facebook. And like always, for today we have two of our very special guests joining us to guide you better. First of all, let me welcome Dhwani Patel, who is the founder of Inversify, as well as on the fundamental side, we are being joined by Rajesh Agrawal, Head of Research at AUM Capital. A very good morning to both of you, and thank you so much for your time. The first query that I have, a lot of queries have already started trickling in, and the first query that I have, Dhwani, let me take it from you because this one is coming from Neelam from Jaipur, and she wants to know at what levels can she buy Blue Star or IRFC, and what targets she can expect in the next 3 to 6 months. She wants a technical view on both of these.
Absolutely. Good morning, first of all, to everyone. Talking about Blue Star over here, the stock is already soaring above 5.5% in trade today, and it has tested its support around 1580 to 1590 levels from where we've seen the browns coming in. The previous gap has also closed. In my suggestion, there is a certain cool off that one should expect after today's up move, given that there's a gap closure. So a certain resistance would be seen around 1710 to 1715 levels. So once we cross 1750, that's the right time to enter into Blue Star over here. And now talking about IRFC again, if you're talking about today's trade, we do see certain momentum coming in, but then the breakout for this particular counter has also taken place in today's session. It's not sustained the day's high. We have come below the day's high. In my suggestion, she can enter into IRFC above over here 190 levels. Given 190 levels break on the higher side, we can expect a target of 208 to 210, given the stop loss on the lower side over here at 183.
The next query is for you, Rajesh. It has come in from Mahesh, who's a senior citizen from Delhi. He has a fund of around 10 lakh rupees, which he wants to do an SIP in the market. So he wants a few stocks that you could suggest for longer term from your point of view.
Good morning, Sumitra. Good morning, Srishti. Good morning, Dhoni. When you have 10 lakh as lump sum, I think you are trying to do SIP with keeping the entire money in bank and doing an SIP every month. So going forward, I think it's better to be, I don't know what risk profile you have, but still going forward, what I would suggest is go do a SIP in large cap Nifty 50 stock. And at this point of time, we have recommended to our clients, maybe Reliance, HDFC Bank, SBI, Larsen and ITC. These are the 5 stocks which you can divide your money, whatever SIP you want to do. Divide your money equally into all these 5 stocks and continue with that. In the longer term horizon, around 4-5 years down the line, I won't be surprised if these stocks give you at least 15 to 20% of CAGR returns.
Rajesh, good morning, and I also have a query for you. This one is coming from Pradeep, and he's a senior citizen and wants to know that among APL Apollo, Cyient and Credit Access Grameen, any of the stock that you like for a fresh investment at these levels where Pradeep can go and invest and keep it for the next 2 years?
See, although all the 3 companies are doing well, but at this point of time, if somebody wants to invest, out of these 3, I would go with APL Apollo. The company is doing exceedingly well. The pipes division is doing very well. They have good order book, and the demand is very high. I think one can go ahead and invest in APL Apollo.
Well, the next query is from Mahalakshmi from Hyderabad. Now she's holding around 100 shares of Aster DM Healthcare, bought at a price of 384, 55 shares of Orchid Pharma, bought at a price of 1,425. Now she wants to sell Aster DM Healthcare and purchase more of Orchid Pharma. Rajesh, what would be your view? Would you suggest her to sell Aster DM and buy more of Orchid Pharma?
No, absolutely not. I would disagree with this kind of theory because Aster DM, after selling out its GCC division, out of which the dividends were distributed among the shareholders, the company has been doing very well. With the focus on Indian operations, I think they are going to do well in coming years. And not to forget the kind of healthcare demand, at least the organized healthcare demand which we are witnessing thanks to the medical insurance and all these things, and not to forget medical tourism. The entire sector is going to do well, STDM being one of them. So be into that. And as far as Orchid Pharma is concerned, is that kind of counter which is going into 5% uptick upper circuit in the last few days. These kind of counters are very risky to go for an investor. I think whatever you have, continue with it in Orchid Pharma. If you have extra money, you can put in Aster DM.
Moving on, and Dhwani, the next is an FNO query, actually a futures query coming in from Narayan from Bangalore, and he is holding two futures of the current expiry, and both are from the FMCG names. Dabur, he has entered at a price of 627 rupees. He's at a loss in this one, while for Bata India, almost even Steven, 1426 is his buy price. What's your take, Dhwani? Talking about this series, would you ask him to continue to move, like hold on, or move out of these?
Talking about Dabur over here, Shrishti, I do see that the stock has seen a resistance around 650 levels from where we are seeing a sell-off coming in. And today's session, the stock is testing its 50-period EMA from where even a further breakdown could lead a fall towards 600 levels in Dabur. So in my suggestion, I would suggest that if given that today's low of 613 is broken in Dabur over here in futures level, then one should exit out of it because there would be further downward correction coming in into this particular counter. Talking about Bata India, the stock has also seen a reversal from the bottom around 1400 levels, and I also see that the OI data of puts have increased over there. So it's a support that's coming in over here in this particular counter over here. I would suggest that given any bounce that you're getting around 1445 levels, Bata India is also an exit because the short-term trend over here in this particular counter is also on the bearish side.
Well, that was the view on Bata India. With that, let's slip into a short break and we'll address more of your queries post that.
Welcome back to Buy Now Sell Now, and let's keep it going with your stock related queries. But before that, here's a programming note wherein shattering the glass ceiling is not an easy feat for all the women out there, but 18hour has something that can help them face this challenge and make a step forward. We bring you a Buy Now Sell Now Women's Special with a sharp focus on women's investment goal and ACE experts. Now mark your calendars for the 2nd and the 4th Wednesday of every month, and let's get started with that. So tomorrow is the 2nd Wednesday, and women, we will be catering to all your stock related queries. So tomorrow is going to be your day specifically, so be ready with that. But let's get back to all your stock related queries then. And the next query that I have, let me take it from you, Rajesh. It's coming from Shankar. I believe Shankar is writing to us for the first time. Wants an advice on Bombay Dyeing. What's your take on this one? He wants advice for a fresh investment. Do you like this company for a fresh investment?
See, if you have a long-term view, by long-term I mean at least 2-3 years down the line, then yes, it's good for fresh investment. The operational numbers has been improving, but the story is not of operational numbers, but of real estate. They have a huge land bank which they are going to develop, and that would take some time to show that in numbers. So for that, you have to hold the stock for at least 2-3 years down the line. And if you're ready for that, yes, you can go ahead and buy.
The next query is from Sucheta from Bangalore, and she wants to know whether should she buy or accumulate REC and Suzlon at current levels. Dhwani, what would be your view here on REC and Suzlon?
Yeah, talking about REC firsthand, definitely yes, the stock is into an uptrend. It's testing its support levels every time and moving into a higher trajectory over here. So REC is one stock that one can accumulate at these levels, but I would not suggest entering completely in one go. You can do part investment. The stock is testing its 50-period EMA on the short term over here. So any dip also you're getting around 565 levels is a good, rate to enter into this particular counter. And talking about Suzlon over here, Suzlon definitely has seen a certain run up coming in over here. We don't have much of upside left into this one, but on a shorter term I don't see it over here. But given the longer term perspective, then yes, Suzlon can also be one of the counters where you can divide a part of your money and put in across into it. And the buying rate for Suzlon over here, any dip you're getting around in this particular counter near the levels of 74 to 75 is a good price to enter into this one.
All right, moving on to the next query. And Dhwani, what's your take coming in on Salzar Electronics? What I can see is that the stock is having a good day, more than 11% move and a breakout as well. When Mayank is holding 3,000 shares, buy price is 700 rupees. Should he continue to hold on to this particular stock?
First of all, congratulations on the phenomenal profit that he's having on this particular counter. From 700, the stock has seen one side move, and we are seeing the highs of 1,033 coming in on this particular counter at current levels. But yes, he can hold on to this particular counter for future as well. I see that on the higher side, given the Fibonacci extensions, 1140 is the next target that one can expect on this one. The stop loss that he can maintain now for his position is around 930 levels.
Rajesh, if you can also quickly guide him on this, because his query is, can he add more for the next 2 years, considering that there's a new facility for the smart meters that they have recently added?
Yes, the company is very good and the numbers have been good in the recent past. But the only problem with this kind of company is the volumes are very low. But since you're a long-term investor ready to hold for a longer period of time, I don't think volumes would matter that much. Today, since it has gone up by around 12%, wait for some amount of correction, then add.
The next query is from Shri Kishore Sharma from Bihar, and he has purchased around 285 shares of BSE at a price of 762, 335 shares of CDSL at a price of 1,241. He wants to hold both these shares for 3 years and is open to buy more shares. So, Mr. Rajesh, what would be your view here? Should he buy more, or should he continue to hold on to these number of shares in BSE and CDSL for the next 3 years?
Of course, both are a buy from our side. In fact, BSE, we have been giving a buy call since the levels of 500 odd rupees, and still we are very bullish on this. The company is, as we all know, is the oldest exchange in India, market cap of around 30,000 odd crores. They have a 15% holding in CDSL, then the INX Stock Exchange, the Star Mutual Fund platform. That's the one of the largest mutual fund platform they have. No corporate governance, debt-free company. It's one of the best company. Rather, I would say there are no listed peers for BSE at this point of time since NSE has not been listed. So it's a buy from our side. Short-term target we have. So by short-term, I mean 1 year target we have of around 3,200. But since you are ready to hold for long-term, you can still continue with that. CDSL, again, it's doing very well with the kind of number of DPW customers increasing day by day, with the new listings going on. Even unlisted shares are going for demat. So these are all revenue incomes for CDSL, and this company is also doing well. Both are a buy from our side.
All right, Dhwani, the next query is coming from Venkati, and if you can advise him on HCC, is already holding 3,000 shares, average price is 51 rupees. It's been a long holding for him. Would you advise to average out some bit or like completely move out?
The overall stock chart has no problems over here. The stock is definitely trending into an upward trend. We are seeing a swing high forming in over here at every high. Even the weekly charts over here are promising. So in my suggestion, I would suggest he can add on to it. Given you have any dip coming around 44 levels, you can buy into this particular counter. On the short-term basis, I do see that the higher side over here can extend to 60 levels. So yes, it's a good time to average. Even 44 is a good time to buy into this particular counter. And for any fresh buy trades that anyone is taking in on this suggestion, then the stop loss for them would come around 42 levels.
It's from Parth and he has bought Happiest Mind at a price of 830. What is the short-term view here, Dhwani?
Happiest Minds definitely, we saw that in today's session there is a dip and there's a constant downward trend also that this particular counter is experiencing. Support levels around 750 to 740 range are where the stock has been taking a halt since quite some time. Given those holdout, then it's a good time to enter into this one. But for now, no fresh positions are recommended, and existing positions keep a stop loss at 750 or 745 odd levels.
All right, Rajesh, your view on Gokuldas Exports, wherein Jay has bought this at elevated levels of 1150 rupees, but it's a long-term bet. Can he go ahead and average, add more?
No averaging is advised. The elevated level was seen just because of issues in Bangladesh, and at that point of time, a lot of these textile export companies went off the roof. It needs to be corrected for new investment, I think. It's better to get out of this stock, booking some losses rather than stick to it for a longer period. I don't think the kind of valuation it has, it's justifying the fundamentals at this point of time. Maybe 800 odd levels would be a better levels to re-enter.
The next query is from Nishi from Bangalore. Now she has few shares of Wockhardt bought at a price of 1048, few shares of Lupin bought at a price of 1280. Rajesh, should she continue to hold both these counters for long term?
Yes, Wockhardt, they have recently come out with news of the new pneumonia medicine and all being approved, and the workings have slightly improved. I don't want to say that there is an improvement, but slightly improvement is being witnessed from the last 2 quarters. And with the kind of product profile this company has, I think it deserves a better valuation. Maybe a target of 1250 odd rupees in the medium term is quite possible. So one can continue to hold Wockhardt. Lupin is also very good, doing very well. I think both these mid-cap pharma companies can be considered for a long-term portfolio.
All right, Dhwani, what's your take on Paytm, where Neha is making 35% profit in this one, but what would you suggest her to do? She can still hold it for the next 1 to 3 months.
Definitely, first of all, she's making great profits over here. So congratulations on that. The counter is into an uptrend. We are seeing that the stock is making a higher high formation on the short-term basis over here. This momentum on the higher side would continue around till 555 to 570 levels. In my suggestion, she can hold on to it, but on the higher side, where once you get a bounce around 540 to 555 levels, that's an exit for this particular counter.
That's the view on Paytm. With that, let's slip into a short break and we'll address more of your queries post that.
Welcome back to Buy Now Sell Now. Let's keep it going with your stock-related queries. And Dhwani, the next query is coming from Manish, and yet again a futures query where he's holding 2 lots of DLF for the August expiry, and his buy price is 887 rupees. What's your advice on this one?
He's bought it at the top. The stock is constantly seeing a downward take. I do see further fall coming into this particular counter around 799 to 800 levels. Exit is my suggestion, as the losses can increase further.
The next query is from Sushila Belleri, and she's holding shares of Ola Electric. She must have got it on the IPO currently, and the share prices have been gaining. Rajesh, have you had time to look into this counter, and what would you suggest? Should she continue to hold this or exit at this value?
See, the kind of run-up which we have witnessed in Ola in the last 3-4 days of its listing is unprecedented, I would say. We didn't expect this kind of run-up. Yes, we thought that it would list at a premium, and that was okay, but this kind of run-up we haven't expected. Just because of the fact that the company is still into great losses. The losses are huge, and I don't think in the recent past the company is going to turn into black. So for an investor, it's going to be a risky bet if somebody goes to enter at this point of time. But maybe for trading, it's okay. One should keep a strict stop loss of maybe 5-10% and carry on with their position. But fundamentally, I would be very skeptical going long in this. If somebody is following fundamentals, I would say book at least partial profit.
All right, the next query that I have, Rajesh, is a long-term query coming in from Abhinandan, who has purchased 40 shares of Hindalco. His buy price is 680 rupees. Is it good to average right now?
Sorry. If you have a long-term view, yes, it's one of the best companies in metals, and in aluminum, it's one of the leading players. The only issue is from their overseas operations, where sometimes the numbers are not that good, but Indian operations are doing very well. Strong management, demand is going up. I think one can go along with a target of 780 odd rupees in the next 1 year.
All right, Rajesh, also advised on Geo Financials. Nikhil Sharma has bought the shares. Buy price is 335 rupees. What to do in this one? Like book some profits or hold on for the long term?
Do a SIP in this. Continue for long term. Do a SIP if you like. This is a good company going to give good returns in long term.
All right, Dhwani, what's your take on NCC? Furman is holding NCC from a price of 342 rupees. It's not performing that well. Is that a hold or sell?
In my suggestion, it's a sell because stock has already seen a run up and a resistance coming in over here at 330 levels. On the short term, you'll see the stock falling down around 300 to 295 levels. So exit out of it.
Well, the next query is from Naman Devra from West Bengal. He wants to know whether is it a good time to make fresh entry in TCS at current levels, and what would be the outlook for this counter for the next 3 to 5 years. Rajesh, what would be your view here? TCS should someone buy at current levels?
See, both these companies, the frontline IT companies, I think TCS and Infosys, are very good for long term. These are not performing that well according to the market just because of European and US markets. And once the rate cut starts there, I think discretionary spends are going to go up. They have good order inflows into good businesses. Strong balance sheet, debt free. They come out with buybacks, give good dividends. I think one can go long in these stocks for maybe 4 or 5 years down the line.
Moving on, and Dhwani, Somi Day wants a short-term view on Vedanta. Her buy price is 460 rupees. What to do in this one?
In this particular counter, I would suggest hold on to it, given that it's testing its previous support level around 420 levels. And on the higher side, one can look forward that the stock will give a bounce around 450 levels. So hold on to it. Keep a stop loss on at 418.
All right, then that's the take coming in on Vedanta. But with this, viewers, let's kickstart taking all your queries in the rapid fire session. And the first query that I have, Rajesh, is coming on Welspun Corporation. Thomas is holding 300 shares. Buy price is 223 rupees. Is that a hold or exit?
Hold.
The next query is from Namita. And Dhwani, what would be your technical view on Jindal Steel? She has some shares bought at a price of 787. Dhwani, the query is for you.
Jindal Steel, in my suggestion, is an exit.
All right, Rajesh, what's your take on IRDA as well as NHPC? A viewer, I guess he didn't share his name, but he wants to know, are they good buys at current market price?
Buying is not advised. If you are holding, continue to hold. Book partial profit if it goes 10% up from here.
The next query is from Usha from Bangalore, and she wants to know whether should she buy Hudco and rate gain at current prices. Rajesh, what would be your view?
Both.
All right, Dhwani, what's your take on CESE? Gautam from Mumbai wants to know what's the short-term view on this one.
In my suggestion, hold on to it. Fresh buy is also recommended for a target of 190.
The next query is from Mohit Bharadwaj. He wants to know the short-term view when it comes to RVNL, any target price or stop loss. Dhwani? RVNL, Dhwani?
RVNL, definitely it's a hold, and a fresh buy is also recommended. Target on the higher side, 640.
All right, Dhwani, Ramesh wants to know a short-term target on Electra Green, already holding shares from a price of 1830 rupees.
I'm not tracking this one right now.
Okay, Rajesh, what would be your view on HG Infra, Action Construction Equipment, NCC? Any good buy from these 3 names?
In fact, I would say if you are holding, book profit in these.
All right, Rajesh, Sushil Kumar has got the IPO of Unicommerce, the allotment at 108 rupees. Book profits or continue to stay?
for the next 2-3 days, I think it can go still higher from these levels.
The next query is from Anjali from Nashik, and she wants to know whether is it a good time to buy UPL futures currently. Dhwani, what would be your view here?
UPL, definitely the stock is holding in the higher trend over here. Any dip is recommended to buy into it. Fresh entry at this point is not recommended.
Alright, but with this, viewers, it's time's up in this edition of Rapid Fire as well as on the Buy Now Sell Now show. Thank you so much, Rajesh and Dhwani, for making the time out and talking to us and helping all our viewers with their stock related queries. But with this, it's a goodbye from me and Soumit and the entire team who put the show together. Thanks so much for watching, but don't go anywhere. Markets at noon will take the action ahead.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.